Hello friends, welcome to Prashant IAS. Friends, in the last class, we have discussed about the meaning of constitution. And I have told you that from next class, we will continue our discussion with the Constitution of India. So friends, from this class, we will continue our discussion with the types of constitution. So, in this class, I will teach you the types of constitutions. So friends, there are two types of constitutions, written constitution and unwritten constitution. Now, what is a written constitution? What is a unwritten constitution? And what is the difference between two? So friends, written constitution is the one whose articles and provisions are well laid into a single legal document. What? Written constitution is the one whose articles and provisions are well written into a single legal document. Now what does it mean? It means that all the articles of the constitution, all the articles of the constitution are written in a single book. For example, we know that the Constitution of India is in the form of articles. For example, Article 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 16, 19, 30. For example, Article 21 is right to life and personal liberty. Article 19 is right to freedom. Article 19 clause 1 subclause A is right to freedom of speech and expression. So, there are many articles in Indian Constitution. So, all these articles, all the articles and provisions of the Constitution are written in a single book. It means that all the articles of the Constitution are not scattered in different books and documents. They are not scattered or written in different books or documents. They are written in a single book. They are codified in a single book. So if you want to read the Constitution of India, you can pick the single book and you can read the Constitution. You don't need to see different documents to see the Constitution of India because all the articles are written in a single book. But friends, this scene is different in unwritten constitution. So what is an unwritten constitution? What is an unwritten constitution? So an unwritten constitution is the one whose provisions are not codified into a single legal document. Now what does it mean? So friends, unwritten constitution does not mean that it is oral. It does not mean that it is not written at all. It means that the provisions of unwritten constitution are written in different documents. They are scattered over different documents. They are written in different documents. So if you want to read an unwritten constitution, then you have to see different documents. You have to read many books. Why? Because this constitution is written in many books. This constitution is not written in a single book. Okay, so this is written in different documents. This is written in many books. So why this is so? Why this is so that written constitution is written in a single book and unwritten constitution is scattered over many documents. It is written in many documents. So if you want to read unwritten constitution, then you have to refer many documents. So to understand this, I will explain you the formation of the written and unwritten constitution. So friends, first of all, I will explain you how a written constitution is made. So to make a written constitution, first of all, a constituent assembly is formed. Now what is a constituent assembly? Constituent assembly is a body which makes the constitution. Just like in previous classes, I have explained you about the Parliament of India. So what is Parliament? Parliament is the body which makes the law, which makes the simple or ordinary law for the country. Similarly, Constituent Assembly is the body which makes the constitution. So Constituent Assembly is the body which makes the constitution. So what will happen? So if you want to make a constitution, then what will you do? First of all, a constituent assembly is made. Now the constituent assembly will consist of members. There will be many members in that constituent assembly. These members will deliberate over many topics. They will discuss that what should be the nature of the state. They will discuss that should our state be sovereign. They will discuss that should our state be secular, and so on. So they will discuss over many topics, and after the discussion, what they will do, they will write all the articles of the constitution in a single book. Why? This is because here the entire constitution is made by a single body, and this single body made the entire constitution at one point of time. Okay, so what has happened, that all the provisions and articles of the constitution are made by a single body at one point of time. So when they are made together, so they are written together in a single book. Okay friends, but the scene in unwritten constitution is different. So how an unwritten constitution is made? So unlike written constitution, there is no constituent assembly for unwritten constitution. Means to make a unwritten constitution, no constituent assembly is needed. Then you will ask that how the unwritten constitution will be made. So friends, for example, Britain or United Kingdom. United Kingdom has the unwritten constitution. So how the constitution or how the unwritten constitution of the UK has made? So friends, just like we have parliament in India, similarly there is a parliament in Britain, and this parliament also makes law for the people of Britain, and parliament makes law at different time. Okay, so parliament will make law when there is a need of law. For example, earlier there were no computers, there was no internet, so there was no cyber law. But when computer came, when internet came, and cyber crimes started growing, then what happened? The need arose. There was a need to make a cyber law, so the parliament will make cyber law. Okay, so the parliament of Britain made the laws when it was necessary. So according to the demand of time, parliament made the laws. For example, parliament made the law in year 2001. After that, it made second law in year 2003. After that in 2008, then 2015, then 2016. Okay, so parliament made many laws in different years, and these all laws made by the parliament of the Britain will be called as the Constitution of Britain. Okay, so how the unwritten constitution is made? Unwritten constitution is made by the parliament. So the provisions of the unwritten constitution are not made by a single body. They are made by different bodies at different points of time. For example, one law is made in 2001, another law is made in 2005. Okay, so laws are scattered. For example, one law is made in 2001, another law is made in 2005. Okay, so laws are written in different documents. Okay, so these all documents combined together is known as the Constitution of Britain, or we can say that unwritten constitution. So this is the reason why unwritten constitution is not codified into a single book. Why? Because the provisions are made by different bodies at different point of time. So they are written in different documents. Now friends, what is the second difference? The second difference is, in written constitution, it is the constitution which is supreme and not the legislature. Now, why this is so, that constitution is supreme and legislature is not supreme? It is because constitution is made by a different body. Constitution is made by constituent assembly. Okay, and all the powers of the parliament are given to the parliament by constitution only. So constitution is the source of power of parliament or legislature in a written constitution. So who is supreme? Definitely constitution is giving powers to parliament. That's why constitution is supreme. So if there is a conflict between the wish of parliament and the provisions of constitution, then who will win? Definitely constitution will win. Why? Because constitution is supreme. Constitution has provided all the powers of Parliament to the Parliament. So the source of power of the Parliament is Constitution. So Constitution is much powerful than the Parliament. So Constitution is supreme and Parliament is not supreme. And even the institution of Parliament is established by the Constitution. Okay, where it is given that India will have a Parliament, it is given in the Constitution of India. So who has established the institution of Parliament? Constitution has established the institution of Parliament. Constitution has given all the powers to the Parliament. That's why Constitution is supreme. But friends, what happens in unwritten Constitution? In unwritten Constitution, legislature is supreme. Why legislature is supreme? Legislature is supreme because whatever laws legislature makes becomes the part of their constitution. For example, I have explained you the making of the Constitution of Britain. How a unwritten constitution is made. Unwritten constitution is made by the different laws made by the Parliament at different point of time. So who has made the provisions of an unwritten constitution? It is the Parliament who makes the provisions of unwritten constitution. So definitely friends, as God has made the humans, so who is more powerful? God is more powerful or humans are more powerful? Definitely you would say that, sir, it is a common sense that God is more powerful. Why? Because God has made the humans. Similarly, Parliament has made the constitution. Parliament has made the constitution in unwritten constitution system. That's why Parliament is more powerful. And whatever law the Parliament will make, it will become the part of constitution. Okay, but in written constitution, what was happening? That constitution is made by different body. Okay, constitution is not made by Parliament. Constitution is made by Constituent Assembly, and constitution is giving all the powers to Parliament. But what is happening in unwritten constitution? In unwritten constitution, constitution itself is made by Parliament. Okay, and Parliament is giving powers to constitution. Why? Because whatever law Parliament make, it will become the part of constitution. So friends, now we will see the third difference. So written constitution is an enacted constitution. That is, the whole constitution is crafted by a single body at one point of time. So what does it mean? So friends, I have just told you that a written constitution is made by a constituent assembly. Okay, so what is that single body? That single body is constituent assembly. So the written constitution is made by a constituent assembly. So what constituent assembly will do? Constituent assembly will make the entire constitution. Constituent assembly will make the entire constitution. Then it will write it into single book, and after writing it, the constituent assembly will enact the constitution. Okay, so friends, for example, the Constitution of India. The Constitution of India is made by the Constituent Assembly of India, which was chaired by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Okay, and the Constitution of India was enacted on 26th of November 1949, which is also known as the legal day in India. And our constitution was enforced on 26th of January 1950, which is also known as the Republic Day, which is also celebrated as Republic Day. Okay, so written constitution is made by a single body, and that single body is Constituent Assembly. And after making the constitution, what Constituent Assembly will do? It will enact the constitution. Okay, for example, our constitution was enacted on 26th of November 1949. What friends? Unwritten constitution is an evolved constitution. Now what is the meaning of evolved constitution? Means it is developed with time. It is not made at a single point of time. It is developed with time, with the need of time. Okay, why? Because it is the effort of different bodies which took place across the time period of their political development. For example, I have given you the example of the unwritten constitution of Britain. The constitution of Britain is unwritten. For example, the Parliament of Britain made the Constitution of Britain. The Constitution of Britain is not made at a single point of time. Parliament of Britain enacted different laws. Okay, for example, one law was enacted in year 1600. After that, another law was enacted in year 1610. After that, 1700, and so on. So the Parliament of Britain enacted different laws according to the need of time. Okay, and all these laws then together will be called as the Constitution of Britain. Okay, so the meaning of this sentence is that the unwritten constitution is a developed constitution. It is not made at a single point of time. It is not enacted at a single point of time. It is made according to the need of time. It is developed according to the need of time. For example, the starting of the for example, in 1215, the population of Britain or the people of Britain said to the king that no taxation without representation. That is, if you will not give us representation in the government, then you should also not take tax from us. Okay, why we will give tax to you if we don't have any representation? If our voice is not represented in the government, then why we should give tax to you? Okay, so this statement, okay, this slogan became the basis of the foundation of Parliament in Britain. Okay, so in this way, the effort of different bodies, which took place during the history of political development of Britain, it resulted into the Constitution of Britain. Okay, so this is meant by unwritten constitution. Now friend, what is the fourth difference? In written constitution, distinction is made between the provisions of constitution and other laws. So definitely in yesterday's class also I have explained you this, that the constitutional law is supreme. Constitutional law is very powerful and other laws are subordinate to it. Why? Because the constitution is made by the Constituent Assembly. Constitution has given the powers to the Parliament. Constitution established the institution of Parliament. So Constitution giving the power to Parliament and Parliament making the laws. So who is supreme? Constitution is supreme, and after Constitution there will come Parliament, and after Parliament the ordinary laws will come. So who is supreme? Constitution is supreme and other laws are subordinate to Constitution. Why? Because the body making other laws is subordinate to Constitution. The body, that is Parliament, making the other laws derives its all powers from the Constitution. So there is a total distinction. Constitutional law is different, other laws are different. Constitutional law is very powerful, other laws are not that powerful. If there is a conflict, then constitutional law will win. But friends, what happened in unwritten constitution? In unwritten constitution, there is no distinction between constitution and other laws. Why? Why there is no distinction between constitution and other laws? Because each and every enactment of the Parliament become the part of their constitution. Okay, whatever law Parliament will make, it will become the part of their constitution. So there is no distinction. And what is unwritten constitution? Unwritten constitution is the collection of all the laws. Okay, all the laws together will be called as unwritten constitution, which are made during the history of political development. Okay, so that's why each and every law made by the Parliament is called as constitution. So there is no difference. Okay, all the laws together is called as constitution. So constitutional law and other laws are similar. What is fifth difference? So friends, in written constitution, judiciary generally enjoys more power. Okay, now why judiciary enjoys more power? Because judiciary can declare an action of legislature or executive as null and void if it violates the constitution. Okay, so friends, I hope that you all know that constitution is called as the preservator or conservator of, Supreme Court is called as the conservator of constitution. Okay, Supreme Court of India is called as the conservator of constitution. So if any action of legislature or any action of executive will violate the constitution, then court can declare that action as null and void. Okay, so I will explain it to you with the help of an example. For example, if police arrests you arbitrarily, okay, you have not violated the law, you have not done any offense, and then also if policeman arrests you, okay, so this is against constitution, okay, so this is against article 21 of the constitution, right to life and personal liberty. Policeman is interfering, policeman is violating your personal liberty, okay, so then your relatives or family members can directly approach to Supreme Court, because Supreme Court is the preservator of constitution and Supreme Court is the preservator of fundamental rights also. So if executive has violated your fundamental rights, then your family can directly approach, you or your family can directly approach to Supreme Court, and then Supreme Court or the court will declare that action of executive as null and void, okay, and you will be instantly released from that jail and policeman will be punished by the court. So court is very powerful. Similarly, court can also declare an action of parliament or legislature as invalid. For example, yesterday I have given you the example of NJAC, National Judicial Appointment Commission, okay. So through NJAC, parliament or the government, okay, so parliament, what parliament wanted, parliament, what parliament was doing, okay, parliament was controlling the appointment of judges, and by controlling the appointment of judges of High Court and Supreme Court, they can influence the decision making, means they are interfering in the independence of judiciary, and independence of judiciary is the basic structure of Indian constitution. So parliament do not have the power to change the basic structure of constitution. So this act of parliament was unconstitutional. So Supreme Court declared NJAC as unconstitutional and null and void. So judiciary is very powerful. But what happens in unwritten constitution? In unwritten constitution, judiciary has limited powers. Okay. Why judiciary has limited powers? Judiciary has limited powers because legislature is supreme. Who is supreme? Legislature. Because legislature has made the constitution, okay, parliament has made the constitution, whatever parliament will write, it will become the constitution, okay. So judiciary cannot review the action of legislature. Judiciary cannot declare any action of legislature as unconstitutional. Why? Because legislature itself is making the constitution, okay. In unwritten constitution also, judiciary can do the review of the action of executive, okay. For example, the example I have given of policeman, okay, if police arrests you arbitrarily, but judiciary cannot declare an action of legislature as null and void. Why? Because legislature is making constitution itself. Okay, so what is the hierarchy of power in written constitution? Constitution is supreme, okay, and after constitution, court will come, judiciary will come, after judiciary, legislature will come, and after legislature, executive at the bottom. But what is the scene in unwritten constitution? In unwritten constitution, legislature is at the top, because legislature himself is making the constitution. After legislature, constitution will come, after constitution, judiciary will come, and at the bottom, executive will come, okay. Now we will see the fifth difference. So what is the fifth, now we will see the sixth difference. What is the sixth difference? So friends, written constitution can give rise to a federal or unitary system, okay. So written constitution can give rise to a federal or a unitary system, whereas unwritten constitution can only generate unitary system. So now what is federal system? What is unitary system? So friends, here I will give you a little idea about federal and unitary so that you can understand the difference between written and unwritten constitution. And I will teach you federal and unitary in detail when I will take the concept of federalism. So what is federal? So friends, federalism means two levels of government, okay. For example, we know in India there are two levels of government, the government at central level and the government at state or provincial level, okay. There is at center there is Modi government is ruling, but in Madhya Pradesh Shivraj government is ruling. In Uttar Pradesh, Yogi government is ruling. Okay, though they belong to same party, but technically we will say that at center there is Modi government. Okay, in Madhya Pradesh there is Shivraj government. In Uttar Pradesh there is Yogi government. In West Bengal, who is ruling? Mamta Banerjee is ruling. Her party is ruling. Okay. So friends, federalism means the government at two level, means government at central level and government at state level. Okay. And both the governments are equally powerful. Both the governments have equal powers. They have their different subjects to make law. For example, center will make law for the defense of the country. Okay, and state will make law for maintaining peace in the their state, for maintaining peace in the society. Okay, center will make law for the collection of taxes. Okay, and state will have their different subjects to collect taxes. Okay, I will give you more example. For example, center will charge their tax from corporate. Okay, state will charge their tax from something different. For example, road tax or anything else. So the idea is that central government and state government have same power. Okay, both have same power. Center have their different subject to make law and state have their different subjects to make law, and these subjects are also of same importance. Okay, and friends, none is subordinate to other or none is inferior to other. Neither center is inferior to state nor state is inferior to center. Both are equally powerful. But what happens in unitary? So what is the best example of federal system? The best example of federal system is USA, United States of America. But what happens in unitary system? In unitary system there is only one government and that is at central level. Okay, so there is only central government. For example, the best example of unitary system is United Kingdom or Britain. So in United Kingdom there is only one government and that too at central level. So there is only one government. So what it will, so all the powers of the government or all the powers of the state are vested in the central government. So central government is almighty. Central government is very powerful. Central government can make law on any subject because there is no distribution of subject between center and state. So there is no distribution of power between center and state. So all the powers are vested in central government. So in unitary system there is only one government, that is central government, and it is very powerful. Now friends, I will explain you why written constitution can give rise to both federal or unitary. Because what you are doing, the constituent assembly is making the constitution. Okay, so you can make any system. If you want to make your country federal, you can make your country federal. You can write it in constitution. And if you want to give all the powers to central government, then you can also write it in constitution. So written constitution can give rise to any system. But what happens in unwritten constitution? In unwritten constitution, we know that unwritten constitution is not made at a single point of time. It is a developed constitution. It is an evolved constitution. Okay. And how it is made? It is made by the different laws made by parliament. So friends, if you will make law, okay, then what law you will make? Okay, you will make such laws which will give more and more power to you. It is a basic human nature that if you will be given a chance to make law, then you will make such laws that will concentrate all the powers in you. Okay, so who is making law in unwritten constitution, or who is making constitution? Definitely parliament is making constitution. And what is parliament? Parliament is central legislature, the legislative organ of central government. Okay, it is central legislative body. So if parliament is making law, parliament is making constitution, then definitely with time parliament will do increment in its power, and with time parliament will become very powerful. For example, if you will see the history of Britain, in the beginning the parliament of Britain was not as powerful, but today the parliament of Britain is very powerful. So slowly and gradually it increased its power. Why? Because it had the power of lawmaking. So definitely an unwritten constitution will result into a unitary system. So now what is seventh difference? So friends, written constitution may be rigid or flexible, but unwritten constitution is always flexible. Now what do I mean when I say that it is rigid or flexible, or what is meant by the terms rigid or flexible. So a rigid constitution is the one which can be changed in a very difficult manner. Means it is very difficult to bring changes in the constitution, or in the technical language the amendment process is very difficult. It is very difficult to change any provision of the constitution. Okay, but what is a flexible constitution? A flexible constitution is the one which can be changed in a very easier manner. Okay, means if you want to change any provision of constitution, then easily you can change. Okay, it is not very difficult, it is very easy. So if you want to see the example of a rigid constitution, then you can see the Constitution of USA. It is very difficult to change the Constitution of USA because the process of amendment is very difficult. A huge majority is needed to change anything in the Constitution. Okay, but the Constitution of Britain, the Constitution of UK is very flexible. Now friends, why a written constitution can give rise to both? Because as I have told you, constituent assembly is making the written constitution, so you can make it rigid or flexible. So whatever you will write in the constitution, it will become like that. If you want to make your constitution rigid, then make it rigid, and if you want to make it flexible, then you can make it flexible. But what happens in unwritten constitution? In unwritten constitution is always flexible, because all it takes to change it is a new law by the legislature. If legislature want to change the constitution, then what legislature will do? Legislature will simply introduce a new law, and that law will become the part of their constitution. Okay, so it is very easy to amend the constitution in unwritten constitution. Now friends, I will tell you what is the nature of Indian constitution. Is Indian constitution flexible or Indian constitution rigid? So definitely we all know that Indian constitution is a written constitution. Indian constitution is made by the Constituent Assembly of India, chaired by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Okay, so Indian constitution is a written constitution, and a written constitution can be rigid or flexible. So what is the nature of Indian constitution? So friends, Indian constitution is an example of being a mix of rigidity and flexibility. Why? Because some of its provisions require a very complex process of amendment, whereas other provisions may be changed in an easier way. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that Indian constitution is a mix. It is neither too flexible, it is neither too rigid. It is flexible as well as rigid. What does it mean? It means that some provisions of the Indian constitution can be changed very easily, whereas other provisions of the Indian constitution needs a very difficult process to amend it. Now why this is so? I will teach you all this in the class of amendment, the class in which I will teach you article 368, that why some articles are protected, with the complex process of amendment. Okay, and why some articles are provided with the easy process of amendment. So friends, now this topic is complete, and now we will move to another topic. Friends, Gaddafi was the ruler of Libya. Okay, and Libya also had the constitution. Then also Gaddafi exploited his people. Kim Jong-un is the ruler of North Korea. Everyone know about Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un is the ruler of North Korea. Okay, and North Korea also has a constitution. And then also the Kim Jong-un is exploiting his people. Okay, so Libya had the constitution. Libya has a constitution. North Korea also has a constitution. Then why the rulers of Libya or North Korea is exploiting their people? Okay, so I have told you many things about constitution. Okay, so even these countries had their constitution, then also why the people were exploited by the rulers? Okay, so something was missing. What was that something? Actually, constitutionalism was missing. Okay, so constitution was present in these countries, but constitutionalism was not present in these countries. Okay, so Gaddafi exploited his people, Kim Jong-un exploited his people, and even Libya had a constitution, North Korea has a constitution, then also the rulers of these countries exploited their people. Why? Because there was no constitutionalism. There was the absence of constitutionalism. So what is this constitutionalism? So now I will explain you constitutionalism. So friends, to explain you constitutionalism, I will show you a picture. So friends, in this picture, there is a boy named Aladdin and there is a jinn and there is a lamp. Okay, now friends, jinn is very powerful. Okay, jinn can easily kill Aladdin, and Aladdin is very weak. Aladdin is not that powerful. Aladdin is poor, Aladdin is weak, and jinn is very powerful. But then also jinn is the slave of Aladdin. Jinn is the servant of Aladdin. Jinn will do whatever Aladdin will say. Why? Why this is happening? Because Aladdin has lamp in his hand. Lamp is the control of jinn. Okay, if jinn will do anything wrong, then what Aladdin will do? Aladdin will simply rub the lamp and jinn will have to come back to the lamp. Okay, so lamp, what is lamp? Lamp is the control of jinn. So jinn is serving Aladdin. Jinn is fulfilling the wishes of Aladdin. Why? Because Aladdin has lamp. Now to explain you the concept of constitutionalism, I will use this example. Okay friends, so now I will compare Aladdin with people, the people, lamp with constitution, and jinn with government. Okay, so friends, people are very weak, people are poor, and the government is very powerful. Government has army, government has police, government has money, government has all the resources. So government is very powerful. So now government can, so if Aladdin will not have lamp, then jinn can easily kill the Aladdin. Okay, so friends, now imagine why jinn is serving Aladdin. Why? Because Aladdin has the control of jinn in his hand. Aladdin has lamp. Okay, and somehow if jinn will get his lamp, somehow the lamp is transferred to the hand of jinn, then what jinn will do? Now jinn is independent. Now jinn is no more the slave of Aladdin. So jinn can easily kill the Aladdin. Jinn can easily exploit the life of Aladdin. Similarly friends, constitution is just like a lamp. Constitution is the control of government in the hand of people. Okay, and if this control is transferred to the hand of people, okay, if this constitution goes in the hand of government, if this control is transferred to the hand of government, then what government will do? Then government will exploit the people. Okay, government is very powerful. Then if government is very powerful, then why government is serving people? People are very weak, people are poor, government is very powerful, and even the government is very powerful, then also the government is serving the people. Why? Because people have the constitution in their hand. And what is constitution? Constitution is the control of government, just like lamp is the control of jinn. So now imagine if constitution is transferred to the hands of government. Now government has the control of constitution. Then what government will do? Now government is independent. Now government is free. Then government will definitely ruin the life of people. Then government will definitely kill the people. Now what happened in Libya? What happened in North Korea? Actually Libya and North Korea had their constitution. North Korea and Libya has their constitution. But what happened? That constitution was made by the rulers. That constitution was made by the rulers or their ancestors. Okay, that constitution was not made by people. That constitution reflects the wish of government. That constitution was reflecting the wishes of ruler. And if I will give you power to make law, if I will give you power to make constitution, then what will you write in constitution? You will write that all the powers are vested in me. I am the supreme king of this country. I can kill anyone. I am almighty. Okay, so this happened. That constitution was made by the rulers themselves, or that constitution was made by the ancestors of that rulers. So what they wrote in constitution? They wrote that the ruler is very powerful. ruler is the shadow of God on earth. Imagine they are writing the statement that ruler is the shadow of God on earth, and it is the duty of people, it is the duty of subject citizens of the country to follow whatever your ruler is saying. Okay, so they made their constitution themselves, and that's why the control of constitution was in their hand. Okay, so they vested all the powers in them, and then they exploited the people. So what is missing? Actually, constitutionalism is missing. So what is constitutionalism? Constitutionalism means the power of government are well defined. Okay, constitutionalism means a system of limited government. Okay, now who will define the power of government? Constitution will define the power of government. Who will limit the power of government? Constitution will limit the power of government. But when constitution will limit it? When it will be made by people. Why? Because if people will make the constitution, then what people will say? Then people will write in it that government has to serve the people. Okay, then people will give fundamental rights to themselves. Okay, for example, in our constitution there are many fundamental rights. Okay, in our constitution there are 6 fundamental rights which are guaranteed to us by the government. Okay, government cannot deprive us from our life or personal liberty. Government has given us the right to speech and expression. Why? Because this constitution is made by the people of India. So what was missing? Constitutionalism was missing. And what is constitutionalism? Constitutionalism means the power of governments are well defined. Power of government are limited. And who will limit the power of government? Constitution will limit the power of government. And which constitution will limit the power of government? The constitution which is made by people will limit the power of government. So friends, now I will give you the definition, the proper definition of constitutionalism, and I will explain you it in more detail. So friends, what is constitutionalism? Constitutionalism means a system having a limited government, that is a governance setup where the powers of the government are not unlimited or arbitrary. Okay, now what does it mean? It means that constitutionalism gives a system of limited government which works for the best welfare of people as per some well defined rules which are intended to bring welfare on people. Okay, so what is the meaning of constitutionalism? Constitutionalism means a system of limited government. The powers of government are not unlimited. Powers of government are not arbitrary. Government cannot do whatever it wants. If policemen want to arrest you arbitrarily without any offense, then police cannot arrest you. If government want to kill you without any offense, you have not committed any offense and government want to kill you, then government cannot kill you. Why? Because the powers of government are not arbitrary. Powers of government are not unlimited. The powers of government are limited. Means it is a governance setup where the powers of government are not unlimited. Now what is the meaning of this? It means it is a system of limited government which works for the best welfare of people. Okay, means it is a type of government which is working for the welfare of people, the development of people. For example, our Indian government provides us health facility, hospitals for free of cost. Our Indian government provides us education for free of cost. So what is this? These all are the welfare works done by the government. So the government of India is a limited government. Okay, it is not an unlimited government. And government of India is working for the welfare of people. Okay, it is not working to kill the people. Its main target is to do welfare of people. Now government will do the welfare of people as per some well defined rules. Now why government has to do welfare as per rules? Because if there will be no rules, then government will define the meaning of welfare in his own terms. Okay, government will exploit the people and then government will say that exploitation as the welfare of people. For example, what was done by Hitler to the people of Germany? Okay, Hitler actually exploited the people of Germany, but he used to say that I am doing welfare to my people. So this welfare should be according to some well defined rules. The meaning of welfare should be clear, that this means the welfare. And these rules, the aim of these rules, what should be the aim of these rules? The aim of these rules should be to bring welfare on people. So it means constitutionalism. So in short, what is constitutionalism? constitutionalism means a system of limited government. Okay, means the power of government are well defined. Power of government are not unlimited. Okay, friends. Now, what is the problem in unlimited government? Okay, so I am continuously emphasizing on the word that limited government, limited government. So, what is the problem with unlimited government? So, unlimited government concentrates the power in few hands. Okay, what unlimited government does? It concentrates the power in few hands, and what and it causes corruption and encroachment on the liberty of common man. Okay, so what unlimited government will do? Unlimited government will concentrate all the powers of government in few hands. Okay, and as I have told you that our father of nation Mahatma Gandhi used to say that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So if you will give unlimited power to someone, then he will become corrupt. And what he will do? Then he will do encroachment on the life and liberty of common man. He will unnecessarily make the man's captive. He will unnecessarily kill the man's. Okay, friends. Now we have seen in Libya and North Korea that there was constitution, but there was no constitutionalism. So to generate constitutionalism, having constitution may not be enough. Okay, so just having constitution, we cannot say that the state is having constitutionalism. So to generate constitutionalism, having constitution may not be enough. Rather, it should be a constitution which reflects the will of the people and not the will of the government. For example, in the constitution of Libya or North Korea, the wish of the ruler is reflected and not the wish of the government. And why? Because these constitutions are made by the rulers themselves. Okay, so if you want to reflect the will of the people in constitution, then what is necessary? Then this constitution should be democratically formed constitution. So what is necessary to bring constitutionalism? It is very necessary that a constitution should be democratically formed. Democratically formed constitution means a constitution which is formed by the people. Why? Because democracy means the rule of people. So democratically formed constitution means a constitution which is formed by people. For example, the Constitution of India. Okay, so the Constitution of India is formed by the Constituent Assembly. Constituent Assembly had the members, and these members were chosen by the people of India. So these members were actually the representatives of the people of India. So we can say that the Constitution of India is made by the people of India. So it was the democratically formed constitution. Okay. Now friends, if you want to strengthen the constitutionalism further, so constitutionalism is further strengthened with the application of the concept of separation of power and checks and balances. Okay, so if you want to strengthen the constitutionalism, then the principle of separation of power and checks and balances is very important. So in the last class also I have explained you that what is separation of power means. All the three powers of government should be given to three different organs. Means the power to make law should be given to legislature. Okay, power to execute law should be given to executive, and power to maintain justice should be given to judiciary, and there should be no overlapping. Means the member of executive should not be the members of legislature and judiciary. Similarly, the members of judiciary cannot be the members of legislature and executive, and so on. Okay, so separation of power means the powers of government are distributed between different bodies. Why? Because if the powers of government are distributed, so there are very less chance of corruption, because no one is having absolute power. Okay, the power is distributed, so there are less chances of corruption. And the second principle is the principle of checks and balances. Now what is the principle of checks and balances? It means that every organ of the government will keep a check on the other organ of the government. For example, Judiciary of India keeps check on the activities of executive as well as legislature. For example, legislature passed a law, NJAC, National Judicial Appointment Commission. So it was unconstitutional. So what Supreme Court did? Supreme Court declared that law null and void. So what is this system? This is the system of checks and balances. Okay, for example, if executive is doing something wrong, then legislature and judiciary can stop executive from doing that wrong. For example, if police will arrest you arbitrarily, then judiciary can declare that action of police as invalid, and then judiciary will also punish the police. Okay, so friends, there is a system of checks and balances, means every organ of the government is keeping an eye on the activity of other organ, and if other organ is doing something wrong, then the other organs of the government will stop that organ to do something wrong. So in that example, police is what? Executive. So police was doing wrong, police was arresting you arbitrarily without any offense, so judiciary stopped the police that this is wrong, okay, you cannot do this, and judiciary also punished the police. So this is a system of checks and balances, that every organ of the government will keep eye on other organs. Okay, now to strengthen the constitutionalism further, the role of responsible media is very important. The media, you have also listened that, uh, I I think that you all must have listened about that the media is called as the fourth pillar of the government. Okay, there are three pillars of government: executive, legislature, and judiciary. And what is the fourth pillar of government? Media. Media is called as the fourth pillar of government. Why? Because media means mediator. Media is the one which communicates the wishes of people to government and the works of government to people. Media should be responsible and should be honest. Media should not be corrupt. Media should communicate the wishes of people to the government, so that government can make policies and do anything according to the wishes of people. And similarly, media should tell people about the work of government, that government is doing anything good or bad. So if government is doing anything wrong and media is informing the people, then people can punish the government. How people will punish the government? Then people will not give vote to that party in next election. Okay, so people can also punish the government. So the role of media is very important in maintaining constitutionalism. Okay friends, and there are many other things to strengthen constitutionalism. The role of active civil society is also very important. What is civil society? Civil society means, example of civil society can be community groups, women's organizations, faith-based organizations, professional associations, trade unions, labor unions. Okay, so for example, there is a labor union. Okay, and government is not fulfilling certain demands of labor union, then all the members of labor union, who will be the member of labor union? Definitely the laborers would be the members of labor union. So all the members of labor union should unite, and they should protest against the government, so that government can fulfill their wish. Okay, so these are civil society. Civil society means pressure groups. Okay, different groups formed in the society. Okay, so later on I will explain you the concept of civil society in much detail. This is just a little idea about civil society. Now friends, to make your concept rock hard for constitutionalism, I will give you the example of certain countries. Okay, so friends, here on the screen you can see a bar. Okay, so you can see this bar graph, and here on the left extreme in the red color I have represented the 0% constitutionalism. Okay, and on the right extreme in the red color I have represented the 100% constitutionalism. Now what is the meaning of 0% constitutionalism and 100% constitutionalism? 0% constitutionalism means no laws. People are following no laws. Okay, people are doing whatever is coming to their mind. Government is following no laws. Everyone is corrupt. It is all jungle raj. It is all anarchy. And what is 100% constitutionalism? 100% constitutionalism means an ideal state. Government is very good. People are very good. Nobody is corrupt. Everyone is honest. There are no thefts. There are no crimes in the society. It means it is just like a Ram Raj. Okay, so it is practically impossible to attain 100% constitutionalism and 0% constitutionalism. Okay, so friends, for example, you can see North Korea. Okay, so North Korea has very less constitutionalism, but it has people at least follow. Even government is not following law, but at least people are following some laws. Okay, in Pakistan also people are following some laws. Government is also following some laws. There is a system, but constitutionalism is very less. Similarly, in China, constitutionalism is more than Pakistan, but it is very less. Okay, why? Because actually government is exploiting people. Okay, because government has made constitution itself. But you can see India, United Kingdom and USA. So in India, United Kingdom and USA, constitutionalism is very high. Okay, in India also constitutionalism is good. UK also constitutionalism is good. USA also constitutionalism is very good. Why? Because here the constitutions are formed democratically. Unlike North Korea, Pakistan and China. Okay, in North Korea, Pakistan and China and all such countries, constitutions are made by the rulers. So they have vested all the powers in themselves. They have said that ruler is the shadow of God on the earth. They have vested all the powers in themselves. But in the countries like India, UK, USA, constitution is made democratically. Constitution is made by either people or by their representatives. Okay, so constitution actually reflects the wish of people. Okay, so constitutionalism is very good in India, UK and USA. Okay, friends, even though USA has a very good level of constitutionalism, their people are also honest. Okay, government is also following rules and regulations. Government is doing welfare to people. Okay, people are obeying the government. But constitutional cannot be 100% in any country. Why? Because thefts happen in USA also. Crimes happen in USA also. USA has a police. USA has a police means crimes happen in USA also. Why police is maintained? Police is maintained in order to stop the crimes. Okay. In USA, the number of rapes are very high. Okay. In USA, it is not that all the government officials are honest. Many government officials, many people are corrupt in USA also. Okay. So even though the constitutionalism is very high in USA in compared to other countries, then also it is not 100%. It is somewhere near to 100%. You can say 90% or so, 90%, 95%. Okay, friends. Now, friends, constitutionalism not only places limit on the power of government, but it also places a limit on the rights and power of people so that they don't become indisciplined and turn the state into anarchy. Okay, means it is not like that constitutionalism is just placing a limit on the power of government, that government cannot exploit people, but it is also placing a limit on the powers of people, that people cannot exploit the government. People should obey the decisions of government. People should obey the law. People should obey the constitution. People should not be disciplined. So constitutionalism is also placing a limit or a boundary on the rights of people also. For example, in many states, means in many countries of Africa, people are so indisciplined. People are so barbarian that a group of terrorists come and they can even they can even kidnap the president of the country. So imagine how bad is the situation, that people are so much indisciplined that they can easily kidnap any government official, even the president of the country. Okay, why? Because they are very indisciplined. There is very less constitutionalism. Government is indisciplined, but people are also indisciplined. People are so indisciplined, people are so barbarian that they can even kidnap the president of the country. So if people become indisciplined, then the state will convert into anarchy. State will convert into jungle raj. If nobody will follow the law, then what is the meaning of law? So constitutionalism also places the limit on the powers of people also. Now friends, in this bar graph, you can see that in India, the constitutionalism is less than UK and USA. So why this is so? Why constitutionalism is less in India? This is because in India, constitutionalism is less than UK and USA because people are not aware. Okay, people are not that much literate. People are not aware, and they are divided on the basis of sex, caste, religion, language, reason. Okay, so they are divided on many parochial bases. Okay, there is a lot of division in the India, and that was the reason how Britishers succeed in using the policy of divide and rule in India. Why? Because people are already divided on the basis of sex, caste, religion, language, so on. Okay, so people support or oppose any decision of government according to people support or oppose any decision of government according to these divisions. Okay, means for example, if I am a Brahmin by caste, then I will support any decision which is supporting the Brahmins. For example, if I am an upper caste Hindu, if I am not enjoying the reservation, then if any law will come on reservation, then without seeing the goods and bads of that law, whether that law is actually good or bad, I will directly jump to oppose that law. I will not see whether that caste is actually needy of reservation or not. Similarly, if I am a lower caste Hindu, for example, I belong to any lower, if I belong to any lower caste, and if any law will come for upper castes, okay, and if any law will come to decrease the intensity of reservation, to decrease the reservation, then I will directly jump to oppose the government without even seeing that whether the decision is good or not. Why this reservation is curtailed by the government? Okay, why this reservation, why the quantity of this reservation is decreased by the government? Or if something is provided to upper castes, then why this is provided to upper caste? Okay, what I will see, I will only see that this decision is supporting my caste or not. This decision is supporting my religion or not. This decision is supporting my religion or not. For example, friends, what happened in Karnataka, that the CM of Karnataka ordered to remove even a single word of Hindi from Bangalore metro. Okay, so what Karnataka CM ordered? Karnataka CM ordered to remove even a single word of Hindi from Bangalore metro. And imagine, people were supporting that decision. Why? You can imagine why people were supporting that decision. So why? Because people are divided on the basis of language. Okay, so people were supporting that decision. People should oppose that decision. Okay, so if possible, government should write all the languages on the metro so that people from different language background can understand that where to go, what is happening. Okay, but what he is saying, he was saying that we will remove even a single word from Bangalore metro. We will remove even a single word of Hindi from Bangalore metro, and people were supporting him. Okay, why? Because people are divided on the basis of language, people are divided on the basis of religion, people are divided on the basis of caste. So people will support or oppose any decision of government according to these divisions and not according to the objective value of the decision. So due to this all, civil society is very big. People are not organized. Civil society is very big. People are very much divided. They are not organized, and government misuse this. Okay, and government use this opportunity that people are divided, and government misuse its power. And due to this reason, constitutionalism is less in India. So why constitutionalism is less in India than UK and USA? Why? Because people are not aware. People are divided on parochial basis, but in UK and USA, people are aware. People are not divided on parochial basis. People are not supporting any decision of government on the basis of any division, that this decision is good for my caste or not, this decision is good for my religion or not. They are supporting or opposing any decision of government on the basis of the objective value of decision, that this decision is good for the entire country or not. And due to this reason, civil society is very weak in India. People are not organized, people are divided, and government use this opportunity and government misuse its power. Okay, friends. So friends, that's all for today. I hope that you all have enjoyed the lecture. Now we will meet in our next class and we will continue our discussion with the Constitution of India. Okay, friends. Now and at last, I request you all to like the video, subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon, comment, and share this channel to all the people you know who are preparing for UPSC or any state PSC, so that they can also get benefit out of this course. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.